We are living through an epidemic of unexplained exhaustion. You spend your days waking up tired, dragging yourself through a hazy afternoon, and lying awake at night wired with sudden, inexplicable anxiety. Society labels this modern fatigue as laziness. We are told that an inability to focus is a lack of discipline, a personal failing, or simply a weak mindset. In the 19th century, the philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche observed a direct link between digestion and ambition. He argued that a diet fit for a slave makes it physically impossible to form the thoughts of a king. Modern neuroscience confirms he was right. The human body operates with two distinct brains. One sits in your skull and the other sits in your gut. And right now, the one in your skull is losing. That second brain is operated by trillions of microscopic bacteria living inside your digestive tract. They actively dictate your daily energy levels, your mood swings, and your impulses. Your body is the active battleground on microscopic civil war. It is a daily, physical conflict between your long-term ambitions and the immediate survival needs of these internal invaders. Your biology is currently overriding your intent. Discipline alone cannot win a fight against a hijacked digestive system. The communication network between your two brains is a biological fiber optic cable called the vagus nerve. This schematic illustrates the vagus nerve's data flow. Traditional biology assumed the brain gave orders. Instead, 90% of communication travels upward, from stomach to brain. Heavily processed diets feed hostile, opportunistic bacteria. They rapidly multiply and seize control of this massive upward channel. For most of human history, these specific hostile strains were starved. The mid-century industrialization of cheap, accessible sugar provided them with an endless food supply, allowing them to breed an aggressive internal army. Once in power, these bacteria hack your neurotransmitters. They generate artificial hunger demands and fire those specific signals directly up the vagus nerve into your central nervous system. That sudden, overwhelming urge for a donut or a sugary coffee originates from a parasitic colony demanding its next meal. These bacteria use the vagus nerve to simulate hunger, forcing your brain to respond to their biological needs. A sudden collapse of discipline is often a highly sophisticated biochemical manipulation. You are obeying the survival signals of an invasive species. A daily intake of ultra-processed food does physical, structural damage. It actively degrades the tightly packed cellular lining of your intestines. This diagram illustrates the literal tearing of your internal biological security wall, a condition known in medicine as leaky gut syndrome. With the barrier breached, undigested toxic waste and aggressive bacteria escape through these microscopic gaps and spill directly into your bloodstream. This waste circulates until it hits the brain, physically jamming your neural pathways. That feeling of brain fog, staring at a screen, unable to form a clear thought, is the physical sensation of neurons drowning in biological exhaust. This invasion also destroys your internal pharmacy. Your gut is the manufacturing plant for 90% of your body's serotonin, the happiness chemical, and GABA, the specific transmitter that keeps you calm. Attempting to cure anxiety through mental exercises fails when the biological building blocks for calm are simply absent. Without the raw materials from the gut, the brain cannot sustain a stable mood. To reclaim your internal ecosystem, you must immediately cut the enemy's supply lines. That requires a total, ruthless elimination of refined sugar and processed foods. The intense cravings and headaches you experience in the first 3 days are not starvation. They are the chemical death throes of a dying parasitic colony begging for survival. Next, you implement a 14 to 16-hour fast. By removing the constant labor of digestion, your body redirects its energy to physically patch the microscopic holes in your gut wall. Then you feed the survivors. Prebiotics, found in fibrous foods like raw garlic and oats, cannot be digested by your stomach. They travel directly to the lower intestine to serve as fuel for your dormant good bacteria. You reinforce this growing army with probiotics. Live, active cultures from fermented foods like yogurt and homemade pickles physically deploy fresh bacterial troops into the battlefield. Long before the invention of the microscope, ancient Ayurvedic medicine recorded that all human disease stems from a compromised digestive system. Yet this fragile, ancient ecosystem is routinely destroyed by the casual modern habit of taking antibiotics for a minor cold. A single course of these mass-produced drugs acts as a biological nuclear bomb. It incinerates your hostile invaders, but it also indiscriminately burns your entire defensive army to the ground, leaving the territory completely defenseless. Boundless energy, laser-like focus, and mental clarity are not psychological states you achieve through willpower. They are the direct, physical results of ruthlessly managing the biology inside your stomach.